My name is Eran Halperin, and I'm a professor of psychology in the Department of Psychology at the Hebrew University. I'm also the head and founder of Accord, Social Psychology for Social Change. And I study intergroup relations, the relations between different groups within the Israeli society and societies around the world. When I think about the pandemic or the coronavirus pandemic and our area of intergroup relations, so the first thing that we're always saying, us, social psychologists, is that the coping potential of societies is dependent to a large extent on their ability to manage internal conflicts and disagreements. So the basic idea is societies would be more resilient if they are managed to treat each other, interpersonal relations or intergroup relations in a respectful, tolerant, and also in equal way. But we also tend to think as social psychologists that even societies who struggle at this front would manage to cope with huge threats or huge challenges. So we tend to believe that even societies who are not so strong at this aspect of social cohesion, when there's a huge threat or a huge challenge in front of them, they will somehow manage to come together, to work together, to deal with that challenge, because they know they should do that. And that's the only way, like internal cooperation in many ways is the only way to deal with the challenge. It doesn't really work this way. So the assumption that societies, even societies who struggle on the social cohesion aspect, would come together during such challenges is not that accurate. And I came to believe, after doing many studies during this year, that social cohesion is like a muscle. And if you don't use it and you don't train it for so many years, even when you need it the most, it wouldn't work. It would simply not work. And just to demonstrate this point, I'll tell you about one study that we did in collaboration with many, many other colleagues all around the world. It was a study that was conducted in 67 different countries all around the world. Countries from many, many types, many different regimes, many cultures. And the main question we asked ourselves was, what was the main predictor, psychological predictor, of people's willingness to comply with coronavirus regulations and rules? And after controlling for many, many other factors like trusting in government, personality characteristics, socio-political factors, the most important factor that predicted people's willingness to comply with the regulations was their, what we call, sense of belongingness. So the basic idea was that people who felt part of their society, who felt at home, who felt wanted, who felt that they can very simply identify with their nation and their society, were much, much more willing than others to actually comply even with the most challenging regulation. And what we found about the Israeli society was kind of bothering. What we found was that many people within the Israeli society ranked themselves very, very low on the scale of what we call sense of belongingness. In other words, many Israelis, from the ultra-Orthodox community, from the Arab community, from specific political groups within the Jewish secular sector in Israel said, you know what, we don't feel at home. We don't feel belong. We find it very difficult to identify with our society. And that's also why we're not willing to comply with everything the government is asking us to do. So from my perspective as a social psychologist, this coronavirus challenge simply tells me something about the fact that, we need some kind of a healing process as a society. We need to find ways to help people to feel part, to feel belong, to feel wanted, to feel that they are, they're part of something bigger. And this will help us, manage our society on routine times, but also it will help us to better cope with challenges like the challenge of the coronavirus that we all faced in the last year. Thank you.